Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another week of daily energy draws. Today is Monday. We're a little bit behind here today because yesterday was Easter Sunday for those who celebrate, and but we're getting these recorded and we're going to have another week available for you. So today it felt appropriate, yesterday being Easter Sunday, a pretty significant day in my own spiritual ascension journey. I thought it was appropriate to use the Keepers of the Light deck. So we're going to see what message Spirit has for us for today, for Monday. Okay, Spirit, what do we have for Monday, please? What do you want to tell us for Monday? We have light activation. Shine your light. Your internal guidance is coming through loud and clear. This is all about, well, number one, there are significant light activations that are coming into the planet. What they're saying is light codes streaming into the planet at this time. And even if it feels like it's a bit of a dark night of the soul for the planet as a whole, as we know through Dark Nights of the Soul, major transformation takes place. And they actually gave me that as a download this morning because we're having amazing storms here, tremendous winds. I know that there were tornadoes, there's been earthquakes, just a lot in the natural world that's been going on. And what they told me about that, because I asked about that, they said it's actually the planet going through a process. It's going through the processing of almost like a dark night of the soul as a planet, the purging as a planet. But it's because the planet as a whole, Mother Gaia as a whole, is going through the process of transformation herself. Reawakening herself, and not just with regards to humanity, but the natural world as a whole. So, especially with all these light codes coming in, there is a lot of transformation that is taking place. Now, there's a lot of transformation that is taking place within you as well. And it can feel like you're in the middle of a hurricane. It can feel like you're stuck in a whirlwind. It can feel like you're just being knocked from place to place to place. Spiritually, even in your outside world, in your external world, you can feel very ungrounded. But it's more important than ever at this time to ground yourself, to remain tethered, to remember that even though you are ascending, what you're actually doing as you're ascending, do you see the orb there? What you're actually doing as you're ascending is you are descending into the heart of yourself. You're descending into the soul of yourself. You're going within into the inner spiral of yourself. So even though you're ascending and raising your vibration, you're actually going deep, deep, deep within. That's not always pretty. That's not always easy, especially looking at the shadow aspects of ourselves and even the shadow aspects of humanity as a whole. It's not easy, and it's more important than ever now to keep shining your light and to remain tethered to something, remain tethered to the human aspect of you, especially as you continue your spiritual studies, especially as you open up your crown, your brow chakra, the higher level chakras, even higher than the crown chakra. Even as you continue to open up there, it's more important than ever to remain grounded, because what you're doing, you're not separate from your human experience. You are human incarnate. You are in a physical vessel. But you're remembering that you are spirit within that human physical vessel. And so you can't create a disassociation from your human nature and your spiritual nature, because that's just creating separation. That's just creating duality. What you're doing is you are remembering, give me the word complexity, the complexity of what it is to be soul and spirit within the human nature, within your human construct. That is what fifth dimensional consciousness is. When you're in third dimensional consciousness, you are asleep, so to speak, for lack of a better term. You are asleep to the spiritual nature of your own being. And you are stuck very grounded in the material plane, in that dense energy. As you ascend, as these light activations and soul expansions come in, as you wake up, so to speak, listening to the soul of yourself, your own internal guidance, your own spirit team, as you continue to ascend and awaken spiritually, remember, your awakening never stops, because you're always growing, you're always expanding as a soul. Your soul is eternal, and so is your own evolution. And so what happens is you're understanding, you're raising your vibrations you're evolving, you're expanding, your heart is having expansions, your chakras are aligning and opening up. And as all of that is happening, you are remembering that you're soul. And as you do that, you shift in dimension. You shift, and that's just a shift in consciousness. You shift in your consciousness so that even though you are in the physical plane, you are experiencing that as soul first, not just as human, not just as a physical, tangible vessel. You're remembering that you have the power and the divinity within you, just incarnated it into the physical plane. Oh, that's making sense. We'll talk more about that in some Ascension Energy updates. But they want you to remember the light within you. They want you to remember to keep shining your light, to keep raising your vibrations, even in the midst of what might seem like a storm. So balance yourself, ground yourself, really tether yourself. And when we say tether yourself, it doesn't mean tying yourself down to that third dimensional reality. That's not what they mean. They mean tether yourself, make sure that you ground yourself to your human existence, because you are still human, you are still physically incarnate, but you are a spiritual being first and foremost. So it's really bridging that duality construct. It's really bridging the human and the soul self. It's really merging those two. And that's what we're doing. Even on Ascension, we're merging those energies, remembering who we are. And so even in the midst of this chaos, even in the midst of the storms, really ground yourself. And what they're telling me is the lower level chakras, make sure that the lower level chakras are balanced, because especially the root chakra, if you're out of balance with your root chakra, then you don't feel safe in your physical world. Then you don't feel like there's any security there. You feel like you're being uprooted. That's what they mean by being tethered. Be grounded and balanced within your root chakra, because your root chakra is really what helps you stay grounded on earth. So that's why walking barefoot on the ground is so important. That's why, being part of nature, outside of nature, is so important, because it grounds you to the physical plane where you do exist. You are incarnate here, and you're incarnate here for a reason. But if there's a sense of a lack of safety, if there's a feeling of a lack of security, sometimes we can get so caught up in the spiritual that we forget to ground ourselves in the physical. And that's what's really important here. There's a lot of light activations that are streaming into the planet right now, a lot of light codes that are streaming onto the planet right now, and it can make us feel a little bit chaotic. It can make us feel a little bit ungrounded. And so it's really important to go within and trust your soul self, trust where you're being led, trust your intuition, and ground yourself so that you are balanced between the human and the soul, the human and the spiritual. Okay, let me see if there's anything else that they want to say about that. I'm going to look at the book. Okay, this is nice. This is validation. This is Sanat Kumara, the twin flame of Lady Venus. Together they activate the heart and light of those who welcome their help so they can shine brighter than ever. That's beautiful. The message is, you are here to light up the world. You may feel that you are being pushed or that there is a lot going on at once, and this is because your energy is magnetic to others and they want it in their life. Take the time to listen to your inner voice. Remember the cosmic light of heaven and draw it into you. That is all you need to do to inspire the world. I love that, because that's confirmation of how life can feel kind of chaotic right now. It can feel like there is a storm either within us or without us. And that's part of the transformation that is happening. We are learning to balance ourselves. We are learning to calm ourselves. We're learning to be grounded as spiritual beings on this physical plane in order to help transform the world and light the world by shining our light for others and for ourselves. All right, guys, that's going to be it for today's daily energy draw. I'm sending you so much love, so much light. We'll see you soon.